Hello, welcome to Chapter 6. This is Checkpoint 6.1. They want us to consider this vector field. This is x squared y in the x component and then x plus y in the y component as the vector field in R2. What is the vector associated with a given point? If we remember that a vector field, in this case it's G, it takes in an input of a two-dimensional point, or at least in this one, and then it outputs a two-dimensional point, but we usually refer to the input as a point and then the output as a vector. And so somewhere along the graph of this would have a bunch of points that you're going to input. We will consider -2, 3 in particular as the point of input. Now we put that into the function g of -2, 3, and we will get out a vector. And in the first component, we're going to put -2 in for x and 3 in for y. And then in the j component, this has a negative sign automatic. And then inside the x is -2 plus 3. So our first component will have a 4 times 3, which is 12. And our second component will have a -2 plus 3, that's a -1 or +1. And then a negative in front of that would make it a -1. So from this point, you would have a vector 12, 1. So it'll have a really slow slope. This is the vector 12, oops, it's a -1, so I think it needs to be going down. So a slight decline in slope. We have a 12, -1 vector. All right, so that's your output. That should be your vector associated with a point -2, 3. All right, I hope that helps.